Now it's time for today's focus on the programme, and he is accused of shutting down all independent media outlets and even pushing to dissolve the main opposition party. In focus today, we head to Cambodia, undoubtedly a country ruled with an iron fist for the party 33 years by controversial leader Hun Sen. Now, freedom of speech is more than ever under threat there, especially as it appears that he is set to be re-elected in general elections at the end of the month. Well, our regional correspondent there, Clovis Casali, has sent us this report.
A special day for Phnom Penh's new zoo, with thousands of visitors here not for the animals, but to see Hun Sen. Cambodia's strongman is greeted by ecstatic supporters, and he refuses to answer any of our questions. He's a leader who doesn't trust the media. With the general elections coming up, he uses this inauguration ceremony to repeat that only his party is educated enough to govern.
They want change, but we've brought it. Look at the changes since the time of the Pol Pot regime that killed so many people every day. We survived it. We went from having nothing, from walking barefoot to wearing nice shoes.
On stage, he takes the time to personally thank a handful of guests who seem deeply moved by the gesture. Like often, Hun Sen reminds the crowds of the dark times of the Khmer Rouge regime that massacred a quarter of the Cambodian population back in the 1970s. Across the country, on main roads and small streets, his picture is everywhere. The Prime Minister presents himself as the man who can guarantee stability and peace. His 33 years in power have been marked by economic development, as well as limited freedom of expression. In this working-class area of the capital, some are trying to get their voices heard. They are not necessarily opposed to Hun Sen, but they want to be able to defend their rights without fear of reprisals. This lady who sells street food is joining the union.
I've come to get my membership card. Here's the receipt.
Okay, I have your application.
She and her friends are sometimes bothered by police.
This association helps us deal with our problems, like when we face oppression and have difficulties with local authorities. This teaches us to be united and that we can ourselves manage to solve our problems.
Many unions have strong links to the ruling party and aren't as independent as Khao Pun.
Very difficult to fight with the government, and mostly they are former military police, they are former military, and they control all the power. And actually, they really don't have like culture of negotiation. With Cambodian, everything is politics. The ruling party, they do everything for the benefit of the party.
During Hun Sen's reign, hundreds of union members, opposition figures and journalists have been murdered, according to Human Rights Watch. But Palin believes freedom of expression is worth fighting for.
So let's go. If the worker talk or share to the journalists, especially foreigner, they got a question or they got notification or they are followed by the local authorities.
Why? Why the local authorities like that?
Actually, they don't want us to share about the situation inside Cambodia, because the government tried to shut down the independent media like Radio Free Asia and Cambodia Daily.
Europe, the United States and NGOs have all expressed concerns at Hun Sen's crackdown on independent media. Palin provides support to vulnerable workers, like street cleaners, who earn around $120 a month. When she meets them, police are never far and ask what they talk about.
Sometimes they said about very sad, tomorrow we don't have money to support our kids to go to the school, something like that. So just we can share about the feeling.
They are careful when they discuss politics. One of the cleaners dares to tell us a few words on July's ballot.
Yes, politics can change our lives, but not if we vote this time.
It's illegal in Cambodia to call for a boycott of these elections, described by some as a sham. Judges ordered for the CNRP, the main opposition party, to be dissolved. Its leaders are in jail or live in exile. Hun Sen now has little competition. The young political parties left all call for a fairer distribution of the country's wealth.